Look at this. Is this how people treat a county courtroom? So your name came up for jury duty. It's not so bad. Just avoid the coffee in the machine out front and you'll be okay. Everybody comes in here kind of like, I don't want to be here. And by the end, it's all we can do to get him out of here. But now I know you're thinking, okay, so how do I get out of here, right? Well, forget about it. Because the judge has heard every excuse in the book, and I can't remember the last time she sprung anyone out of here. There was a NASA astronaut in here once getting ready for his mission. He may have gotten off. I'm not sure. Anyway, the point is, nobody has ever come up with a better way to give people a fair shake than trial by jury. The founding fathers, man, they were big on trial by jury. Most of them anyway. Jefferson, he was in Paris when all the other guys were doing the heavy lifting on the Constitution. But when he became president, he called the American right to trial by jury one of the bright constellations in our principles of democracy. Nowadays, people kind of take it for granted. After all, they see all these people here, judges, bailiffs, court clerks, lawyers. Why not let them run the show? It's what they get paid for, right? So what's the big deal? I'll tell you what the big deal is. You heard of we the people and government by the people, right? Well, here it is. When you sit in that jury box, you're granted the power to decide who's guilty and who's innocent. And it doesn't matter who you are, who your father was, or who you know. That power is yours. Now, the power is based on the rule of law, but it's up to people like you and me to exercise that power. We the people. That's what this is all about. Alexis de Tocqueville said, the American trial by jury places the real direction of society in the hands of the governed and not those who govern. You guys know who I'm talking about, right? Alexis de Tocqueville? Nadia? He wrote the book, Democracy in America, in the early 1800s. This guy, he was French, but he loved what he saw in America. He wrote that our jury system teaches men the practice of equity. Each, in judging his neighbor, thinks that he could be judged in his turn. In other words, everyone knows the system works because what's fair is fair. No nation has ever given so much trust and responsibility to its people. It's what America is all about, if you ask me. And I realize that you didn't ask me. The Constitution of the United States of America. Article 3, Section 2. The trial of all crimes, except in cases of impeachment, shall be by jury. That's you. Amendment 6 of the Bill of Rights. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury. Amendment 7. The right of trial by jury shall be preserved. Is it worth it? I mean, missing work, looking for parking, taking a bus, finding a babysitter and all of that? Well, if you ask me, what could be more important than preserving our freedom and our way of life? Here, no person is above the law, and no person is below the law. All rise. Judge Elizabeth Barnett presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I don't have to tell you how important your service is to this court today. And the reason I don't have to tell you is because Mr. Perez probably gave you his speech already. Now, if this were an actual court of law, and if I were an actual judge, we'd begin our jury selection now. Instead, I'm going to ask that you make room for our next panel of jurors while you continue your visit here at the National Constitution Center. Thanks for serving today. And by the way, don't expect to get off that easily when you're called for real jury duty.